What up, YouTube? Carson Cruz, and today I'm going to be going over the cards that I would like to see us get. It's not really a prediction, it's more of this is the set I would like to see. The next promo that we get in NBA 2K20 My Team, which I'm hoping coming this Friday. A lot of people are speculating a set based around the March Madness. You know, it's been canceled because of extenuating circumstances that we won't get into. But anyway, around this time every March, we expect, or we like to get something to do with the players that were good in college. Not so necessarily might they have been as good in the NBA, but maybe get some more OP versions of players that we all like to see, we grew up watching play at our favorite colleges. So with that, I've built me and my buddy Stun4 that I share the account with, Alan Bailey at Alan Bailey AM Bailey4 on Twitter. You can go check him out. He built all of these cards, and we came up with this set, and we called it Bracket Busters. And what this Bracket Buster set is a set of cards of people that we both agreed had some of the greatest NCAA March Madness tournament runs of all time. And I found a article on Bleacher Report, top 40 of all time. Most of them are from here. So with that being said, let's get into it. I'll leave a link to the report below. You can look at the top 40 performances yourself, and maybe once you read through that, you can add some people that you think you would like to see added to 2K20 My Team in the next promo, if we get something like this. So anyway, Bracket Busters. Our first card is the number 38 performance on the list. It is Glen Robinson at Purdue versus Kansas in 1994. Purdue barely edged out Kansas in the 1994 regional semifinal game. Glen Robinson was the big dog, delivering 44 points on 15 of 33 shooting. He demanded the ball all game and showed he could command a huge win for the Boilermakers. Now, I would like, this is a diamond Glen Robinson card. Maybe it could be Evo, but anyway, I would like to see this card be he was a small forward / power forward, scorer, slasher, dunker. He could shoot. He could pretty much, do it all. And he did pretty well in the beginning of his NBA career. He didn't, become the superstar that, we saw in college that he would be. But a nice card with, 25 Hall of Fame badges would be nice. Somewhat comparable to like this Gerald Wallace. Maybe not the Gerald Wallace, because I don't think he was really that much of a defensive threat. But maybe along the lines of the Miles Bridges, Derrick Jones Jr. cards that were released. Was he that good of a dunker? I can't really remember. He had a good post game. I remember him having post fades and stuff. So, maybe similar to a pink diamond Larry Bird, not quite on the opal level. Next up, we have Galaxy Opal Carmelo Anthony from his time at Syracuse in Kansas versus Kansas in 2003. Syracuse got to its very first national title, and freshman Carmelo Anthony proved he is truly a winner who can command the clutch. Anthony's most coined phrase by fellow past 2K YouTuber OSN, Oprah side homie, with the hello yellow mezzo jello jezzo dillo bello bo. Anthony had a far more dominant game. He commanded the ball and scored so many points, even without even dribbling sometimes. It was just all about his triple threat moves. Anthony had a far more dominant game in the Final Four, which would be referenced in due time. We can't overlook this game against Kansas, though, where he had 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. He also is on this list for his national championship game, I believe, and that is the, let's see, what number of performance is that? I don't see it on here somewhere. Where is it? Okay, Carmelo Anthony versus Texas. Upset City, baby. Syracuse took down the favored Texas Longhorns as Carmelo Anthony did what he does best, and that is score. Anthony dropped 33 points on 12 of 19 shooting to take down the number 1 seeded Texas Longhorns 95-84. He was a beast in that March Madness, and one of the most remembered performances from when I was in college. Everybody was going freaking nuts. Next up on the list here, we have got a Diamond Evo Shane Battier for his performance versus Arizona Wildcats back in 2001. Shane may be the NBA player we know most for doing the little things that help his team win, just the overall great role player. But in the 2001 finals of the NCAA tournament, Battier did everything to get that win. Battier played every single minute, an Iron Man. He took care of the ball, not once having a turnover. He came away with 18 points, 11 boards, and more importantly, the championship. Next up, we have Pink Diamond Draymond Green for his performance versus the UCLA Bruins in 2011. Draymond Green, it just seems like Draymond Green is older than that. Like, is he really 8 years younger than like Melo and LeBron? Draymond Green recorded just the 7th official triple-double in NCAA tournament history with 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Although the Spartans lost to UCLA in that game, 78-76, Green's efforts saw the Spartans come back from a 26-point deficit in the game. He gave Michigan State hope and a reason to remember something fondly from this game. Now, obviously, I don't need to compare Draymond Green because, like, we've got plenty of good Draymond Green cards. You know what I'm saying? Just load his ass up. Our next card and performance is going to be Mario Chalmers. Mario's Miracle, number 19 on this list on Bleacher Report, is versus Memphis in 2008. He had 18 points and 4 steals. May seem like a solid game, but nothing to write home about among the best to ever play. Consider that Mario Chalmers did it in the championship game, though. That Mario's Miracle sent the game to overtime, where Kansas would win 75-68 to win the national title. And I believe that was against Derrick Rose. If I'm not mistaken, was it against Derrick Rose? Yeah. Key Smart. Oh, that's not the next one, bro. That's on the list there. Next up, we have Oscar Robertson versus my alma mater, where I went to college, Arkansas Razorbacks in 1958. One of the greatest to ever play the game was on fire in 58. Robertson dominated Arkansas to the tune of 56 points on 21 of 36 from the field and 14 of 16 from the line. I wish I knew more about this game. I'm gonna have to freaking look that game up. Yeah. I gotta find out more information on that. Galaxy Opal Oscar or Pink Diamond Oscar even would be great. We need an updated Oscar. Hopefully they give him range extender on this card and we don't have to wait. If it's a Pink Diamond, wait another long ass time. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we have the Galaxy Opal reward for this set, and that is Magic Johnson, who comes in at number 6 on this list. Magic Johnson versus Pennsylvania in the 1979 NCAA tournament. This game, from pure statistical standpoint, trumped what Magic did later in the championship game. The man who would rip off so many triple doubles in the NBA got a magnificent one in the Final Four, or the first game of the Final Four. 29 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds were just a sign of things to come in the championship game. And obviously, dude, this Magic's got to be loaded. Hall of Fame range extender, bro. Better than the Ben Simmons 99 driving dunk. Let's get it. Christian Laettner versus Kentucky in 1992. Yes, we had to include the classic shot in the top 5. This Christian Laettner will be a pink diamond card, and I would love for it to be very similar to the Tom Chambers card. They just feel like similar in size. The Tom Chambers Evo that we got, that's a pink diamond, and that they take away the steady shooter badge, but give him, the great moving shot, step back, post fades and stuff, the ability to dunk. I mean, and shoot. Like, we never really got that from a Christian Laettner card. It's always like an amethyst or a diamond that's like, he's okay for when he's dropped, and, he just kind of fades into the distance. He's always a decent three-point shooter and really good post fade, but okay on defensive rebound. But other than that, not great. I'd like to see an OP Christian Laettner card for sure. Next up, we have Galaxy Opal Bill Walton for his performance in 1973 versus the Memphis State Tigers. Memphis State's showing up on this list a lot, and not on the good side. The greatest performance in all of March Madness history goes to Bill Walton, who took down Memphis State, formerly now known as Memphis, with a remarkable performance that will never be forgotten. I didn't even know this, but Not only did Walton get 44 points and 13 rebounds, but he also shot 21 of 22 from the field. His dominance was made all the more special by doing it when it mattered. Walton combines everything we hold dear as sports fans, in that he was prolific, consistent, and clutch. It was the perfect storm that led UCLA to that title. And we do have a few other cards in here that were not on this list, but we felt were significant to performances, and I'll just go through those with you right now. First off, we have a 2-star Evo, Glen Rice, who I don't think made this list here. Glen Rice played at Michigan, and he was a great player there. He was obviously a pretty good player in the NBA. We have a diamond and a sapphire, I believe, this year up to this point. But last year, man, a lot of people, including myself, really loved that pink diamond Glen Rice that we got. And so I'd like to see something from him. He had some pretty great runs in the NCAA tournament with the Michigan Wolverines. It was right before, I believe he came right before Chris Webber and them. It was the team before that, Fab Five, all that stuff. So yeah, awesome player there. Tyler Hansbrough, who let's just check him out here. Tyler Hansbrough, obviously a fan favorite card from 2K17 before I played. He was in a March Madness set, and I always hear stories from DBG and other YouTubers talk about basically Tyler Hansbrough and how OP this diamond card was. He won the NCAA championship in the senior season at North Carolina, won the National Player of the Year, swept all those, ACC Rookie of the Year in 2006, played all 4 years at North Carolina, which is pretty freaking amazing. Just unbelievable stuff. He really was a great college basketball player. Off the top of my head, it's not like memories coming back to me, but I do remember watching tons of his games and him play and how overpowered he was. One card I didn't make that, might could be in this set if they would sign Rasheed Wallace. I remember him from North Carolina, so he was great, but that's not one of the cards today. The next card that we're going to go over here is Carson Edwards from Purdue. And Carson Edwards and he plays for the Celtics now. I don't, know that he gets much playing time or totally a lot of playing time, but he has dropped 30 points this year. So a missed moments card opportunity here. So we're going to give him an Evo up from an amethyst to a pink diamond because they really missed a moments card with him when he dropped 30 points. In here and look and see why he would deserve this card. Basically is in 2017, 2018, he scored 40 against the Fighting Illini. He went through the NCAA tournament. He dropped 42, I believe, twice, and 27 in another game, and one of them was in a loss to Virginia. So now I'm going to read you this. Gordon Hayward going to be the best card in the set, and I know that's kind of crazy, but we both thought it was really cool that he led Butler with Brad Stevens to the championship game against Duke, and where they would eventually lose to Duke in the finals there. There you go. Let me read this to you, because it's about Gordon Hayward and Brad Stevens. I think it was a really good article, so yeah, let's check it out. It took 3 weeks for the homegrown Hoosier with that boyish face and courtside calm to become the most coveted young coach in the game. Just how improbable was all this? 10 years before that Monday night, April 2010, Brad Stevens was a marketing associate at Eli Lilly, making $44K a year. Now he was matching wits with Mike Krzyzewski in the national championship game. It took 6 games for the sinewy small forward from Brownsburg to vault from mid-major gym to NBA lottery pick. You want more improbability? 6 years before that Monday night, Gordon Hayward was a high school freshman rehearsing in the mirror how he was going to tell his high school basketball coach he was quitting the sport. The plan then, stick to tennis. It took one tournament for the tiny school with the charming old field house and the team that didn't care about seeding or brackets or favorites to remind America why rooting for the underdog was so much damn fun. Most improbable in all of this, as recently as 1989, the Butler basketball program had only 15 season ticket holders total. Now they were meeting Duke for the national championship 6 miles from their campus. The storylines that sprouted were irresistible. Here was the Hoosiers come to life, a modern-day David versus Goliath, spectacle dripping in drama. Here was a team emerging from a college hoops climate stained by scandal, academic swindling, and one-and-done stars that rang refreshingly pure. Here was a small school on a shoestring budget that not only hung with blue buds, they beat them. Over the course of 3 weeks in the spring of 2010, the Butler Bulldogs became America's team for reasons like this. At 7 a.m. on that Monday in April, 8 different players hopped on a bus that took them from their downtown hotel up to the campus. Yes, they were going to class on the morning of the title game, and 17 hours later, a shade before midnight, their coach folded his arms on the sideline the way he always did and watched a prayer sail through a silent stadium. Fans stood, hearts stopped, eyes forgot to blink. The Cinderella story had come down to one historic key. If it dropped, it'd become a moment forever frozen in time. It'd cement one of the greatest basketball stories ever told, maybe the greatest of all. If not, it'd live on still. Its legend furthered by what a make could have meant. When you think about the best stories in college basketball history, if that shot goes in, clearly Butler goes straight to the top, says CBS analyst Clark Kellogg, who called the game 5 years ago this week. On the eve of the first Final Four in Indianapolis, since a look back through the lenses of those who lived it, the story of Butler, the 2010 Final Four, and the shot that came 3 inches from delivering the Bulldogs a national championship in their home city. So, that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. These aren't necessarily predictions because, obviously we don't always get a complete set of cards that we would like to have. But man, if you know someone in 2K, if you want to share it, if you have a Twitter, share this video on there, share it on your Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let's show this to the Vebs if you think this set is as cool as I do, and see if we can get something popping on it. And hope you enjoyed it. Carson Cruz, peace.